First question is, why did you write it?
Why did I write it? So, first of all, I have to be honest that already years ago they asked me to do something. After the problems with other books, please, you are so, with the bass clarinet, write a book. And I said, no, I never. But I have, that's very interesting, have nothing to do with music. I have one problem when I have to do something in my house or something else. I make a list and I love to do this. You understand? So I make a list. Let's say I have to paint this and then the satisfaction that this is finished. What? And that was the mistake what I did 2 years ago. Then Roderick de Man, the Dutch composer, asked me, you have to do it. I said, no. And then next day I was sitting at the computer and I made a list of what I think has to be included in the book. And that was the mistake. Because then the next day I was speaking with Sylvia about something and I said, wait a moment, about Slepton, wait a moment. And I went to the computer and I filled something in. And that was the mistake. And from that moment on, it was nearly every day I was, and of course I have so many things happened, so many pieces written, so I know. So at first I wrote what came in my mind, and then I was doing this, and then it has to people who read it again, etc. Until the last day before going to the printer, things were added and things were changed, and so that was the reason.
Nice, grand. I think I expected it, and I think maybe a lot of people in the UK would think, you're writing a book, it's going to be absolutely full of contemporary music and nothing else. And it was really pleasant that it was so much more as a book, and it wasn't just your personal history, it wasn't just a bio, it covered everything. Was that kind of your intention?
Yeah. That was really my intention. That's why I'm really, and of course you are always pleased. Listen, we are musicians, we are always pleased with a good critic, always. And me too, so that never changes. I'm not happy when I do a concert and I get a bad critic. No. You have musicians that say, I don't mind, no, that is lying. Of course we are still pleased with, but I'm especially pleased with the critics and the comments on the book, because everybody is mentioning this, what you are saying.
Yeah.
And that I wanted. I read a lot of books and I said, but that's not me. I love jokes. I love life. I cannot write. If you ask me, I cannot write a complete series, because when I was writing about, for example, quartet, immediately I was thinking of that
bad thing.
and the text changed because it is also. That's why I said I don't want to write a book about the bass. I want to do it a personal way. And I think it succeeded quite well. I still, when I am reading it and looking at it, and I'm still laughing sometimes. Of course, less, because I had to read it 20 times, so then it is a little bit less to read the laughter. But I like it.
No, I think it works really well, because I think it will be really accessible. Because there's a lot of books out there mentioning no in particular, and I know people have got it and they don't understand it, and they say, I spent money on this and I don't understand it. It's boring, and the English isn't good in it. So I think I think that's really great. I've put here, you chose to mention and use so many pieces in your books as examples. How on earth would you go about selecting which pieces to use? You have so many.
Oh, no. You mean the list? The list is
no, kind of examples as you went through. Well,
that's no. What? No. It is the beginning was more difficult, and I thought, what for God's sake I have to choose. But it was easier, because I was speaking about notation, for example. And then I said, wait a moment, because I have a memory that's incredible. No, it's really true. Ask Sylvia, because you say slap tongue, high F sharp, and I said, that piece, Takayuki Rai. That is no, I don't know. No. So I was writing quarter note. Maurice Wellington. He wrote, and that's a beautiful example. Or I said, no, it's not work. So it was always things I wrote, and the piece was chosen. So about the slap-tongue, yeah, but you cannot play. But that piece had 12 slap-tongues in one beat. That's interesting to say, to show that that's not so. So it was always what I wrote, and then the piece came. Because all the pieces, there are examples. So with multiphonics, I had to choose, because I looked at the notation. So this is interesting, but from this I had 10 pieces, and then I did not choose because it was a friend, or no. I choose, yeah, but or very interesting. Sometimes I had a piece, and I said, wow, but it was so badly written. The worst is, but I love the composer and also the piece, is from Kuchera. It's really handwritten for bass clarinet and harp. But I cleaned it myself a little bit like this, so it is okay. But in fact, that is the limit. It has to be also very good, I think, the music in a book. When the paper is beautiful, the book is beautiful, then also the examples has to be beautiful. Good. Yeah.
And I like as well how, again, I thought it's going to be full of contemporary extracts, but no, not at all. You've chosen
when
huge amount from orchestral to
when you listen in my car, I have jazz music. I love jazz music. I play contemporary music because I like it very much to play. But believe me, honestly, in my house we nearly never
listen to it.
Listen to contemporary music. When I listen to music here, there's other music.
Yeah.
I'm so occupied with that contemporary music. It is also good. So let me listen to some jazz music. I have so many CDs with contemporary music. But all the CDs I get, I listen. All, but really believe me, all. That's why I can say that the duo from you, the last piece, I like very much with the reverberation. The other piece is a little bit long, but I like from Arvo Pärt. And there was another piece I liked.
Gabriel Termos.
Oh, that is, it's not my, but it's good. It is good. But it is good. It is good. No, it is good. But that is not my repertoire.
Cutler. Joe Cutler.
Yeah, because I played the piece with this harpsichord.
Yeah.
And with piano, a harpsichord is interesting, the combination, but with piano you can make the crescendos.
Yeah, when we do it with harpsichord, we do it with an electric keyboard with a really good harpsichord sound, because then you can get the crescendo good piece.
No, but I like also the composer.
And the title, like Hocus Pocus, Secret Garden, and Chasing the Skunk.
That's a good piece.
Yeah, Secret Garden, that's pretty. Chasing the Skunk Animal, I think. No, this was written for someone who's based in Holland. That's grand. Kind of a little bit about the future, really. I put one aspect I really liked about the book was that it's full of information about other players as well. So it's not at all a selfish book. And I like the way that, emails are included and I got back in contact and stuff like that.
Because that is important. Really, I mean it. I don't worry anymore. The only thing when I started and I became more known, blah, 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 blah. The only thing I had in mind always, please, when I stop, because I stopped once, and it will not take so many years, I stopped once. And I was really afraid because I love the instrument. I'm sorry that I cannot help it. I still love it. I now have holidays, but believe me, when I start playing in 1 month or 2 months, and I said, wow, the instrument is fantastic. It's the most beautiful instrument there is. And I was afraid that when I should stop, there should not be another idiot who is going on with the instrument. And that is
And that's
That's over. That's over. I said in my book that also perhaps against well-meant advices, but a lot we have so many bass and really who are going on with the bass clarinet. That was not when I started.
Yeah.
No.
I always say to my audiences, to be a bass clarinet player, you have to be crazy.
Yeah, you have to be. But you see, because I mentioned not everybody, that's impossible.
Mm-hmm.
But you see how many we have now.
Yeah.
And people who are really playing bass clarinet, not because they have to play in the... No, they really go on, influences, composers. And that's why I also... So that's the only selfish thing in the book. I said, the repertoire is my repertoire. I cannot mention everything.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why that's the only thing from me alone. That's the repertoire. Because otherwise it is already 14 or 15 pages. Come on. And it is literatuur, boring literatuur. Only for us it is, it's interesting.
Yeah.
But who is interested in a book of this? Believe me, this is true. But the rest, I'm so happy that when your recording, I include immediately in the book, because I said, this is interesting, because I don't have a recording of that piece, because it is not my repertoire. But the repertoire with the banda, with the wind orchestra, is also not my repertoire. But believe me, there are bigger audience for that music than for my music. Okay, so do I ignore them? No, of course, that is stupid. So it is not, I think that is important for everybody. I have an idea what I think is good, but that is not the idea or the idea. No. That's my idea. What I love, for example, the Jos Kunst cycle in the book I mentioned that. Oh, it is fantastic to do it. It is, you play the solo, then the piano solo, then the combination of the two solos is another piece, and that combination with, and for the audience, because they kept on hearing nearly the same bass clarinet part, and the pieces. Oh, that was fantastic. But I can imagine the word people heard. Wow, poof, poof. But I don't play Gabriel. But that does not mean that it is a bad piece. I don't play Chuck, but my students play Chuck, of course. I don't play in an orchestra, but my students are using the used to play the book. I like the books from Michael Drapping. And the number 4, you know what the number 4 will be?
Transpositions.
No. Oof. So, but it is, I'm not playing I only played in an orchestra when the bass clarinetist didn't want to play the part because it was or too difficult or too contemporary. And I don't say the orchestra, but it's a very famous Dutch orchestra. And I got a phone call in November. Harry, do you want to play that piece from Boulez? And it is in April. I said, April? But why April? You can phone me the... No, but we know sure that the bass clarinet player will be ill in April. And I got a phone call, let's say the 1st of April. Harry, are you free? Of course I'm free. You told me already. Yeah, because the bass clarinet player is ill. So then I played in the orchestra, but never, no, I'm not an orchestra player. No. I love the symphonic music, but not a player in an orchestra, no. I never... And also, I didn't want, I was very, really what I said, I closed the gate and I did not play clarinet anymore. So it was out of the question to play in an orchestra, only bass clarinet. No, you had to play third clarinet. So that also was a reason. But also the mentality, also I was young and I had a different feeling about repertoire. And so once I played, let's say Boulez, I don't know anymore. And they asked me, please, you are here now, can you play also the bass clarinet part? That was the Organ Symphony from Saint-Saëns. And I said, no. Of course I said yes, because I was playing there, come on. But when I played the piece, I said, no, never in an orchestra, because that you played... What boring! No. And so no. But my students are playing, of course. Now I told my students, when you are really crazy and you want to play only bass clarinet, do it. Because I think, and that's really true of everybody, you have to follow your dreams.
Yeah.
Because when you don't do that, can you imagine you are 80 years and looking out of the window and you are only thinking, imagine I should have followed my dreams. And that does not mean that you will succeed, no. But you have to follow your dreams. So when I have a student and they said, no, sorry, I want to play only, then I tried again. I said, we are living in a different period now. This money, perhaps when you can keep on the clarinet, do it. No, okay, do it. Go on. And I must tell you honestly, one is in the jazz music now, Okus Buyukberber, he is from Turkey.
Yeah,
fantastic, fantastic. But he's only playing. And he has a clarinet, but he's bass clarinet. But normally now, I don't advise clarinetists to really do what I did. No.
Well, I had to do clarinet as well.
No, I don't. But it is when you can do it because it is not very clever to do now.
I quite like playing clarinet because I do like the cheesy music as
okay,
well.
Okay. No, I liked clarinet, but as you know from the book, my beginning is different. I started as a saxophone player, and when that professor Rui Otto should not have been in the jury, I should have been now a jazz musician because that was what I wanted. But that guy that heard me playing tenor saxophone and he said, well, I want to have that guy, I like that. But you have to play clarinet. So I said, okay, when studying music is, okay, because he told me immediately, when you play very well clarinet, the saxophone is also, because don't write that because some saxophone players don't like it at all. But it is true. When you play very good clarinet, playing saxophone is quite easy. But not the other way. Not the other way. No. So I was playing, and I was still playing tenor saxophone in band, jazz music, John Coltrane, blah, blah, blah. But I missed that sound from the tenor saxophone in the clarinet. Always. So I had already my final degree. And in that time already, I did not like Weber, no. The most fantastic piece I had on my final exam was Alban Berg.
The 4 pieces.
Still. But the oldest piece was Brahms, the first sonata. And then immediately Debussy, on a Kersh, you played for the A clarinet, of course Poulenc, and then Alban Berg, and that was for me also the last piece. But the committee was saying, we are missing the standard repertoire. And I said, but is that not standard repertoire? Alban Berg, it is...
It's nearly 100 years old.
But I still, you understand, I still miss that tenor saxophone sound.
Yeah.
And then Ru, my teacher, came once with a bass clarinet. It's really true, it is completely accidental. He came with it, and he said, this is bass. Oh, nice. And everybody, all the students, can we play something? And now he's still alive, 93, 94 years old, and you can ask him. And they said, I played 2-3 notes. I said, but I want to play this instrument. And he said to me, no, don't do that. Don't, please go on with the clarinet. I said, no. And then I had to sell my tenor saxophone. That was horrible. I was very sad, but I could not pay a bass clarinet. And then my first bass clarinet was a Leblanc with double resistance.
Yeah.
When I think of but I was practicing. And then I got the Salmer. I also played Yamaha. I tried with Yamaha to make the instrument better. But it's very difficult working with the people. But don't say that, it is not important. And then with Buffet, and I love it. But now, I must be honest, there are not existing anymore bad bass clarinets. You have preferences. What I don't like from the Salmer is the neck.
Okay.
It's very curved. And when you are standing, for the people who are playing the Salmer, standing, the long pin is very good. Because when you are standing with the strap I have, the instrument is coming very close to you, because this is very short. And I get a very inconvenient feeling how do you say that?
Yeah.
Uh,
My neck's fucked up. But
And so my students who play this Salmer, they changed, we tried it with a long pin. And that is better because then you are staying like this.
I tried that, but I don't like being attached to the
No, for me, please.
So
No, I don't like it at all. But the neck is from Salmer. And the Yamaha has some very good instruments, also some bad ones. The Esmouk had a very bad Yamaha. And the Buffet, what I like from the Buffet more than from the Salmer is the high register. It is a little bit, I don't know, but it is personal. It is like with music. Believe me. Don't say this is a shit music. You can say, I think this is shit music.
Yeah.
Because I played once in a festival in Alicante and I played a piece, and believe me, I was nearly, how do you say that, turn it, how do you say that? And to use it as toilet paper. I said, I don't play this anymore. And there was knock knock. And a woman enters the dressing room, not family of the composer, and she asked me about this piece. Harry Sparnaay, is it possible to buy a CD recording of the piece? Hey? And I was thinking, CD recording? No way that I play this piece anymore. And there was a woman who was asking a CD recording. Okay, what can we say?
Yeah.
Hey? The piece, what I told you, Jos Kunst, what I think was one of the best experience in my life, nearly never got a good review. But I kept going on because I loved it. But people said, whoa. And this piece, I said, it is not shit, but it is shit in kwadraat. It is has. Can I buy it on CD? Interesting, no?
You can't win with audience. At the moment, in the UK, I'm finding that there's a really strong interest in the amateur kind of market. Just people who love to play bass clarinet. And I find, they come to workshops or they come up to my course in Marseille and they come with piles of bass music because they've done their research, they know it's out there, they know the recordings, they know the players. And then you go into a conservatory. And I've done a few kind of masterclasses and workshops at most of the conservatories, and I'll get the bass clarinets together and I'll say, right, who can name a bass clarinet piece? And there's just a wall of silence. And one thing I'm finding really hard, and I know people like Ian Mitchell as well think, is how do we get the students to give it a go?
How do you get the students, you mean, at the conservatory?
How do we get them, well, first of all, to realise and to start playing them?
But then, first of all, you have to have a conservatory who also wants to have the bass clarinet as an important instrument. That's very important. Because when the conservatory thinks the instrument is only a second instrument, then you can forget it. I had success with the conservatory because at that time when I started, we had a director who said, wow, what an instrument. That's you need. The Esmouk, no. That's why I stopped after 5 years. I said, no. There's no interest. And we have to do a lot. So what you are doing is very important. Workshops and amateurs, very important.
Yeah, because they know.
Oh, very important, because we need to have the amateurs, because sometimes one of those amateurs is suddenly not an amateur anymore and said, wow, this is getting so interesting, I want to go on. So amateurs, I never stopped teaching to amateurs. So when I'm asked now to have some masterclass and they tell me, but there are people from the bandas, I said, okay, because sometimes you can better have an interesting amateur than an arrogant professional. Eh?
I call them, this is not being recorded, my specials. But they're great. I had an 80-year-old come for a lesson the other week, and he brought the shook with him. I think I don't know any students that even know the shooks out there. Even I had a student from Birmingham come to Marseille this year, and they're supposed to have a solo course at Birmingham.
I have had it in Taiwan. I was in Taiwan in July. Fantastic masterclass. Some professionals, but a lot of amateurs. But 2 amateurs, I spoke with the parents, very difficult because Chinese. there's speaking English, okay. But I said, when he wants to study music, please go on. Because that guy was 14 years,
Yeah.
13, 14 years, played bass clarinet if the instrument was not difficult at all. But he had an embouchure, pop,
Natural.
pop, pop. Hey, but how long do you play? So I thought perhaps he is young, but he is playing already 4 years. No, half year. What? So I was in a workshop doing this. Can you read this? Blah, blah, blah. And I said to his father, what is he doing? He's, let's say, the gymnasia. I don't know in English. That is the high school, but
Okay.
high school. Just before the university.
Okay.
And then I said, okay, listen. When he ever decides to be a bass clarinet player, or perhaps a clarinet player, or a musician, please go on. And he had 2, and completely amateurs.
Yeah.
And for me, the workshop was a success, only for this. And I came back and I said to Sylvia, did you hear this? Because Sylvia was in, I said, amazing. And then half year playing bass then. And he had the staccato. Hey,
Yeah.
what are you doing? What are you doing? No, sir. There's so talent. And so, amateurs, incredibly important.
It's great. I tend to find as well up on the course, the older amateurs will come with all the CDs and stuff, and they'll pass it to the students who are studying music.
Yeah.
That's that for bass clarinet. That's that music.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just.
Yeah.
And then you go to the conservatoire. It's like, what are you teaching for bass clarinet? It's like, well, they have to Bach cello suite, and after that orchestra exit. It's like, well, what about the repertoire? Well, there isn't any repertoire.
No, but that's why I think we have to be careful. We have to be not careful. Always say to a person, no. When there is an orchestral audition, we have to write. I still write orchestras. Please, you ask spoor, but it is a bass clarinet position. So please, here is a list from 10 pieces, choose a piece. No, the next year it is again spoor. The second movement of spoor is known in Europe, I don't know, in England. The second movement of spoor. Even once a part of the clarinet concerto of Mozart, which is written for clarinet in A. Please.
No, I'd done 2 auditions in England, and then I thought no more for orchestras. The first one I had to play some Bach cello suites, and the second one, 5th movement from Finzi Bagatelles. And after I just didn't have the heart to do it. I thought, going into a room and having to listen to 10 bass clarinet players all warming up doing Finzi fucking 5 Bagatelles.
No.
And that was the moment I no.
No.
I'd rather be a skint chamber player, and it's just desperate. But
no, when you want it, okay, do it. But no.
So I think at the moment I'm just trying to persuade some students just to get the basics, like you should, and just to start there. Because I'd love to go straight and say, this is all the contemporary stuff we do.
No, but that is wrong. That's wrong.
Because it's not accessible.
No. It is even wrong when you do this because you always have to be. For example, I also did in Amsterdam chamber music, of course, contemporary music, of course. And then I got very angry with a piano student, professor, and he said. I said to him, how, for God's sake, you can give me this student? The guy was interested. He loved to play the contemporary. But it was a first-year student, and we played Piero Lunaire of Schoenberg, which is nearly a piano concerto with some instruments. And the guy was nearly crying and I said, this, you are killing the interest of contemporary music by this. Because the guy cannot play the music. So, no, you must be. Please don't start with Isang Jung of soft with no, but start. And then slowly, which is a very good study, the Ruggiero, because that's already a little bit different. Hey, that's interesting, different language. And that's some clarinet studies, of course, because we don't have a lot of bass clarinet studies. Saro Berti, the Italian, is interesting because all the studies have one problem. So the fourth finger, the A flat here, etc. So he has focused on one problem. Not all the melodies are interesting, but that's interesting. The Ruggiero is interesting for people who wants to, when you feel, they are interested in more contemporary, then read this.
Yeah.
So that our studies are really studies, but it is in a different style of writing. It's very interesting. No, it's very interesting. And then you go on slowly. You have to be very careful. I was in Belgium, I told you, for the class, and as a student coming, with a very difficult piece, a lovely piece by a Japanese composer, Takayuki Rai. And the piece is called Sparkle.
Yeah.
Sparkle, and it's difficult, eh?
Yeah.
And it is a pity because the professor was there, Jan Guns. So you must be a little bit careful. Don't say your professor is an idiot. But I was thinking your professor is an idiot. Because the girl was very interested. But no way she could play even the two first lines.
Yeah.
And she could not play the slap tone. Had to play slap tone. She could not really play. And so she could not play it technically. The multiphonics were not possible. The slap tone still not. And I said to her, listen. I was careful. The professor was listening. And don't do this. Because, first of all, it is too difficult for you. But also, you have other problems like the slap tone and the multiphonic. So, choose some pieces with only one problem and not with three problems. Don't choose and multiphonic and circular breathing and double tonguing and no, that is too much. So do one. What do you like the most? Oh, slap tone. Okay. Then we can look for pieces with only that problem. And then we have to do this, and I explained to her, and she was trying, and and that is wrong, because when you say to an amateur, now soft, he opens the window, what I say, he opens the window, so his bass can because he cannot play it. And he stops for his whole life to play contemporary music.
Yeah.
So, and for that reason, we need that other repertoire.
I think the other problem I find in the UK, I won't write about this, is that people are shoved into the contemporary ensembles that actually don't play contemporary music, which doesn't help, because then they're drafted into the conservatoires to teach. And the amount of times I've heard play pieces and yet they've been faked, and that kind of annoys me.
No, but I think you can, without naming names, you can say this. You can say it, because that is a really disaster. It's also happening here in Spain. There are people playing contemporary music and they did not study the contemporary pieces like they are studying Mozart when they have to play Mozart.
No, I was phoned up a couple of years ago by a bass clarinet player, and he was going to be playing the Donatoni Bach for bass clarinet marimba. And he phoned me up 3 days before the concert. He said, I just got the music, playing it Saturday. And I'm thinking, you've just got Donatoni, you're playing it Saturday. And he's like, do I transpose it, or is it as written? I was thinking... So
I got here a guy who had to play clarinetist, and he had to play Schoenberg, Piero Lunaire. And I said, bass clarinet part, who is playing that? But he is not playing bass clarinet. And the Schoenberg?
Yeah.
It's lovely.
I love Schoenberg.
I love
one of my
favorites. But it is difficult. There are phrases in
But you get that as well, and all the time the bass players are pulled in, and they pull the bass clarinet out. The reed's 3 months old, and
no, but worse even that 2 days before the concert, he asked students of mine, "How do I play the F sharp?"
Yeah.
Okay, but that's happening.
And I find it just...
We don't do that, and that's when other people are there. I sometimes think composers also must be a little bit more honest, because, for example, that composer who heard his piece and he said to me, I didn't recognize my piece, he did not say it to the musician. He said, oh, thank you very much.
Oh, you get that?
And I said to him, he said, but in fact we are happy that we are on a program.
But sometimes I
You
think
have to say sometimes you have to be really also honest without being ugly, but you have to be honest. And when you don't recognize your piece as a composer, you can say, perhaps very gentle, okay, but perhaps next time we can have some rehearsals together. Then you say enough.
yeah.
Then you say enough. But don't say, thank you for the performance, because then he is also thinking, hey, listen, he does not hear that I was faking.
Mm-hmm.
No.
There's too much faking goes
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
in the UK.
Yeah.
It annoys me, but we'll keep on plugging. I think that's probably kind of about it. Is there anything else? Oh no, there was one more question. Just because it's for the UK magazine, I just thought, have you got any nice memories of UK travels and concerts and stuff I can include?
What I loved is the series with Barry Anderson, but he died already in 1987. Composer. He was the director from the West Square electronic music group. And he is still alive, of course. Stephen Montague.
Okay, yeah.
Stephen Montague was there. And I had a whole series, I played a lot with him. Also a beautiful piece you have to play by Barry Anderson for bass clarinet, string quartet and electronics.
Okay.
Beautiful piece. I don't know if it is published. No, beautiful piece. He died. And he died when we were playing his piece in Paris. Horrible. And that I loved very much. We did about 20 concerts. Whole England with not the SPNM, the Arts Council.
Okay.
Arts Council. And then I played also the solo by Stockhausen and monodies from John T. Harrison.
Yeah, with the tapes.
Yeah.
He keeps promising he's going to put that on to.
Yeah, no, he has to make a version because I love the piece.
I'm trying.
No, but the piece is really lovely. What is a very good piece also with a very easy tape delay is by Rolf Gelaar. You know him? He is from London. He lives in London. It's very lovely, and now you can play it with your laptop. I needed two Refox recorders and the solo for Stockhausen and John T. Harrison.
Well, if we both get on to John T, we might get it done.
Yeah.
I tried about 3 years ago, so I give it to my students to do, and then he went quiet. But I think he was ill for a bit. But I'll try again.
No, that was very interesting piece, a really lovely piece. But that piece also, and then some pieces, the Hocket from Lyle Cresswell. Very easy, very easy to play, but very effective. And what I told also in the book, it is sometimes so nice we have an easy piece. And then an easy piece which is working, that function. It's, oh wow. And it is nearly, you don't need to prep. But you have a tape delay system, but now you can do anything with your laptop.
Yeah.
That is changed so incredible. Auguste, the student, came once. I said, I'm playing the solo of Stockhausen. And I said, hey? With the laptop. Hey?
With Jason, yeah.
I had 9 people around the country. And then he had loudspeakers like this. I said, come on, this is impossible.
Yeah,
come on, you need the loudspeakers. No, and a sound.
So loud.
But incredible expensive. He had a microphone like this from 2,000 euros, for example. But so that's everything is so changed. So that was a fantastic story. I love to be in England to play.
I was going to say that.
And we did a lot of things, especially when Harvey wrote a trio. We played a lot with the trio. But I must be also honest, the last 10 years I did not visit England.
Yeah, I was going to say, we don't see enough of you in the UK.
No.
I think
but it's also, I must be honest, I also don't write a lot of letters anymore.
Yeah.
Perhaps you have to keep on writing, but now the concerts which are coming is, for me, with my age, is enough. It's enough. I love this. The book is finished now, now I have holidays.
Okay. Well, you could always come to England for a holiday.
No, I'm coming for sure.
No, it'd be good to see you over there again. We'll work on it.
Yeah.
I think that's it, unless there's anything else you want me to mention in your book.
No.
I can always email
Yeah,
you.
you can see it. You can see it in the book. And
I'll put the email address for the publishers.
yeah, I think that's important, and also for the bass clarinet it's good that I said to Sylvia, the future of the bass clarinet is not with me anymore. No. It's with you and with the other guys. So that's why I don't mention a lot of bass clarinetists. I know, and especially the French will be angry with me. Okay. But why do I need to really mention his website, Jean-Marc Voltain? Why? I mention his name, and that's enough. But I not like with you or with Michael Lawrence, and you are the young generation. You have to go on. But not Jean-Marc Voltain, that is an orchestra. But the French, for sure, they will be angry on me. But okay. So that's our decisions I made. But also to keep the book in. It is 260 pages. I didn't know that because I don't have. I made it in Word and I don't have page numbers. So I always included something. I was thinking, oh wait a moment, I have to. Oh wait a moment, I have to. And then Nino phoned me when the book was set. How do you say that?
Yes.
He said, "But do you know how many pages?" And I said, "Really, 100, 110? No." And I said, 140? No. And then I said, "Okay, tell me." 206? No, 260. How is it possible? What did I do? And then when you look in the computer, you see only words. Chapter 1, chapter 2,
Yeah.
But now, okay. But now it is over. It's over. I must. That is very nice. I'm very, very happy. Really happy that the Spanish book should come out in October. But now he told me yesterday I have to make the multiphonics because the multiphonics has some remarks,
Yeah.
and that I have to make now in Spanish.
Yeah.
Because the Spanish book is ready. I have the book ready in Spanish. And of course in Dutch, but that was the first one.
Of course. Has it sold well as well, the English copy?
The English one is going, and even in America, because they had...
It's the exchange rate.
Yeah, but you know the problem is, first of all, the dollar is low.
Yeah.
But the book is 1.3 kilo. And when you send something, you have to pay about 20 euros for the sending. And that is a problem for them. But the strange thing is, when we buy something in the United States, we also have to pay this.
Yeah.
And we don't make a problem. But they make... this coming, because now in Las Vegas there is a music shop and he ordered 15 books. So it is coming. But let's read, not because of selling the book, because my name is Harry, but my family name not is Potter. So did not write the book to be a millionaire. But when you have students who want to buy the book, please let they be clever and intelligent and ask 2 other guys who are also interested, because when you buy 2 or 3 books, the sending costs are only a little bit higher. And when you compare it then in 3 books, then suddenly the sending cost is 8 or 7 euros. But that's interesting. You understand what I mean? And that's true. But the strange thing is, from Taiwan, there are students who bought the book and they don't have a problem with the sending costs.
Yeah.
And in the United States, they have a problem with the sending costs.
UK pays.
Yeah, of course, of course. No, but believe me, when you have a student, it's really a good idea, because I told it to somebody in Mexico, and in Mexico there's less money and it's very expensive, the book, because only the book is already expensive for them when you change it in pesos, the Mexico. And I said to him, Fernando, please, I love it when you buy the book, but be clever, ask a composer, or you know him, when they also, and he wrote me 2 days ago. He said, fantastic idea, because Herbert is a composer, and Alvarez composer, they also won, and now the sending costs are only a little bit higher, but for 3 books. So that's a good idea, really. I did not know in the beginning. At the beginning I heard, I bought in the United States those rubber for
for
Charles Bay. I like it. The cost was $21 and the sending cost was €20. Yeah, okay, but I needed it, so I paid it.
Yeah.
And they are saying, but it's a book of 1.3 kilo. It is true, you can put it. I did not know. I did not realize when I was writing the book. It is 1.3 kilo, and so you have to pay the cost. Yeah.
It's a tax expense anyway. The UK tax.
Yeah, but in the
pay for
UK,
it.
this of course that's true. You are first of all experienced with very high prices in everything, and because of the change rate, the book seems to be cheaper. In America, it is already more expensive, and the shipping costs are also in euros. So then suddenly you are paying, let's say, $120, $130 for one book. You understand? So, but it is going.
People will buy
I know that it's going slow, but it is. He told me we are every week we are selling about 3 or 5 books. Now
That's good.
Okay, so when it is going on, then the second edition is coming, blah, 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 blah. The Spanish book, we already, without having the book, there are already, I think, 25, 30 books sold. Or, how do you say that?
Pre-ordered.
Yeah.
Ah, grand.
So it is going well. I'm happy.
It'll be good.
Holiday!